Hey, over last week I got a new toy, but this isn't going to be the main topic I'm going to be talking about. It's part of it. Well, it's not part of it, it'll be mentioned, but it's not the main thing. The main thing is going to be this again. This is my TNS HFX4, this is my HFC5 and the HFE1 riser card. All the standard fare RAM adapter, Lagrange point, Yokai Dochiki, and Castlevania 3 that I'm using for MMC5 because it's got that enabled. There's a NestDev thread up about recording with the Sunsoft 5B, and I haven't received a reply yet. I don't think it needs it, but an actual gimmick cartridge won't work with this. Again, this is just a little tangent, but it's semi-related. A gimmick cartridge won't work with this, so people are trying to figure out ways to get it to work. And I remembered that a couple of weeks ago, I tried finding the pinout for the 40-pin connector here and up here. So this is that. And if you'll notice, and I forgot I don't have autofocus on, but if you notice there are two lines that have no connection, and they are pins 25 and 28 on the connector. 25 is the issue I brought up. 25 is the IRQ line, and it doesn't have a pin going to it. I don't know if the Sunsoft 5B needs an IRQ signal, so I brought that up. But pin 28 has no connection at all whatsoever. There's nothing. There's no traces going to it, but there's a pin here and here for 28. There's a pin 25 here, but there's no pin 25 here, but they both have 28. So here's the actual topic. The big perk about the HFC5, or one of them, is that it doesn't return audio back through the Famicom, so you can record from the cartridge independently and you don't have to fiddle with trying to separate the sound from the RF and having noise and a bunch of other crap to deal with. So this has a headphone jack, this has a headphone jack on the back of it, and that's it. But what I found out, or what I decided to do, is because pin 28 doesn't have any connection going to it, I routed you can see it there, that little red wire. I routed the audio signal from, I think it was, I don't know, because I don't know exactly what type of jack this is, but I routed one of the audio signals from the audio jack to pin 28 over here, goes along the ribbon cable, pin 28 on the connector, and then it'll be really hard to see because it actually goes through the board, through that unpopulated pin 25 hole. I can't see that at all. But you might be able to see a little red wire going down there, out of the board. And then it connects to the fourth header pin, which again you can't see. You might be able to, it's a little dot there. Oh, there you go, you can see the wire. Digital zoom, how nice. But then that goes to the fourth header pin, which connects to pin 46 on the cartridge slot, and you get audio out through the Famicom. And to show you, I'm going to disconnect the audio from the Famicom, and let's go. All right, I had it muted. I muted the mic. So. What is this? This is a 5B volume, envelope volume test. Don't know how clear you could... Oops. Don't know how clear you could hear that, but that was me having the envelope, the volume of the envelope, which you're not supposed to be able to do. Your NSFs. Things like that. Seal feed. A cover. Everything works, as you'd normally expect it to. That's annoying now. But with that mod done, we are able to get an audio signal out of the TNS. So I'll go ahead and connect the Famicom audio. Turn that down. A lot of loud signals. Sorry about that. But, yep, we've got audio coming out of the PVM from the TNS. So this actually does work. It's not any kind of weird sorcery. It's just wiring. Now, this is what I was, here's another thing that I didn't really want to talk about, but I guess I'm going to now that I've spilled the beans about me having gotten an audio route back to the cartridge and figuring out the pin out of the 40-pin connector. Why would I do that? Like I said, I did this a couple weeks ago. It's not like I was trying to fix the gimmick problem. The reason why I'm doing this is because I thought of trying to make an interface for the NES to use the HFC cartridge. My initial plan was, let me open up the text file. My initial plan was the Famicom pinout and the NES pinout, gotten from NESDev, and this is mine. So, these are certain pins on the NES expansion connector, already present. CPU D0 through D7, address pin 15, 5 volts, ground, and audio from the 2A03, so we can send that to the TNS. And then I had 10 free expansion pins, so I was like, okay, cool, I could use those for the other pins on the TNS. And I couldn't. It uses all of the address lines, so there's not enough pins, so that plan was shot down. So I thought of something else I could do, make an NES cartridge for it. So get an NES Famicom to NES adapter, and then have a 40-pin connector on that adapter, and then the dog barks, 40-pin connector on that adapter, and then run that 40-pin connector to the run that 40-pin connector to the HFX. I'm not gonna restart this because of the fucking dog. This is already kind of like one cartridge, it's just that it's a 60 to 60 pin adapter, not a 60 to 72 pin. So that would be one cartridge in the NES. It would have the 40 pin connector on it, and the audio route would, come in through pin 54, and then you'd have audio from the NES going out through the normal RCA jack, just like any other expansion cartridge would have, like the MMC5. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an NES version of the HFC5 using the HFC5 because I don't want to reverse engineer that thing, and I probably wouldn't be capable of it. But anyway, that's something you probably want to look forward to from me, is using the HFC on the NES. So that's a future project of mine, and I'm really looking forward to it. I also need a RAM adapter, so yeah, there's that.